Hello everyone, what a start to the week with some more thrift store finds. Went back to the bargain bins. In case you missed it, I actually did go to a couple of stores over the weekends and found some cool stuff I don't normally look at. Today was incredible because it was overall good, and in one category it was one of the best days I've had in years, like over a decade easily. As you know, if you go to thrift stores frequently, especially here in the US, I don't know how it is everywhere else, but here you know the days of finding video games are long gone, or they are a fortune behind the counter. Just especially where I go at the bargain bins and stuff, I don't find stuff like this. I find Wii shovelware and PS2 sports games. So today was crazy, mixed in with the books that I'm looking through. First thing I found was pretty beat up shape. I'm gonna have to clean it up, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do with it. But for the Super Nintendo Madden '94. And it was already kind of cool, just seeing an SNES game. You don't see that anymore. Thinking through the books more, and then I pulled out Disney's Aladdin in pretty decent shape overall. So I was like, alright, that's great. I found two more then. I found from Squaresoft, Secret of Evermore and The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. That was huge. I couldn't believe what I found. Just remarkable. I found a couple other things, just a case and a manual for Animal Crossing, Wild World for the DS. The game wasn't in there. A Wolfenstein New Order for the PS4. It looks pristine and includes, everything. There's even randomly someone put in a DVD of National Lampoon's Christmas for some reason in there. It's a little bonus. Then for the original Xbox, Godzilla Save the Earth. So that was great. That was a great morning. Just that. I could have just left. Would have been fine. Went and found a bunch of other stuff that we're going to go through, and then eventually towards the end, one of the last changeovers before it was like there are not going to be more wares, go home kind of thing, I found Secret of Mana. And it's just like a little dusty, clean it off, there's no real scratches or anything, so wow, really good stuff. I couldn't believe what I found today. So as far as video games, that was probably that's one of the best I've ever had, and definitely the best in like 10 years. The only thing comes close was that time I found all those PS1 games. That was the best find I've had just in general, ever. Like, not just video game category, but yeah, that was amazing. Now again to some of the regular stuff. First, I'm going to start off with these giant stacks. A lot of kids' books that I just kind of save up. They do really well as big lots, and I kind of save up to have a bunch that are in a row. I found some great stuff. I found at least 2/3, I think, overall of the series run, maybe a little bit less than that, of Girl Talk. Just a huge stack of these, and I don't run into these a whole lot, and if I do, it's 2 or 3 of them at a time. So I've never seen so many at one go, and like, look at the spines and everything. I mean, they are in fantastic condition. And that's just the beginning, because then same thing with the Babysitter's Club, all in really good shape, a whole bunch of them. That's one of those series, along with the A to Z mysteries that you just kind of wait and usually find just a few at a time, wait to have a good lot of them to put them up on the store. And now there's no waiting involved. I found huge chunks. I couldn't believe how much I was finding, and thankfully, by weight, they were just nothing. They were pennies a piece, so that was fantastic. I'm going to do some of the DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff, and then there's a bunch more books, some really exciting stuff over there. For DVDs and stuff, George Clooney, The Descendants, The Italian Job, The Hudsucker Proxy, Princess Bride, Boiler Room, Tommy Boy, Walk the Line, Antitrust, 28 Days, Apollo 13, Gladiator, Bajita from Slave to Saint. Never heard of this one before. Sinister, Blair Witch Project, good time of year for those. Ray Charles in Concert, the Edmonton Symphony, the Nova series, The Elegant Universe, E.T., the National Geographic 30 Years Special, River Runs Through, and yeah, a bunch of these are sealed too, which is always really good. From the Universal All-Star series, Field of Dreams, Flight of the Phoenix. I grabbed this one only because it was sealed, but Season 3 of Everybody Loves Raymond. Normally it's not a series I would pick up on DVD, but sealed, I went ahead and grabbed that. On Blu-ray we have When Harry Met Sally, The Aristocats, and Young Guns, Mission Impossible. This is cool, sort of like a local history thing from the area that I grew up in. A pioneer in television history, 60 years of WGAL television. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. Season 1 of Burn Notice. Again, another one of those shows that I would only grab if I saw a bunch of seasons, but sealed, so that was worth getting. The Jungle Book. Dolly Parton, Unlikely Angel. And the 2-disc anniversary edition of Singing in the Rain. As well as these 2 huge sets. These are the only 2 things today that I'm like, I don't know, I kind of want to look these up, but they seem interesting. These weird, the Perry Stone Institute of Biblical Studies programs. They just spoke to me as something that I might want to look them up. They were worth it because they were complete. These are huge. They're DVD courses. There's a whole course with the workbook and everything in here, the teaching syllabus, and everything is in really good shape. I looked through the syllabus and it's not really worked through, so that was any kind of like educational course stuff. I will at least and see if it's worth grabbing. But yeah, we have the Rapture Revelation and Breaking the Apocalypse Code. Because they were so big, that's why I kind of looked them up, because I'm like, it's going to be a lot to ship, so are they worth grabbing? But yeah, the complete DVD set, everything's in there. Study guide, and so those were kind of the oddball things worth grabbing. As well as something very familiar to my childhood, the Ziploc bags with the storybooks and the read-along cassette. I feel like everyone I knew around my age had these growing up, and just about everyone I knew had them stored exactly the same way in these Ziploc bags with the matching book and tape. So there were a couple of these that were worth grabbing. Pinocchio, Disney, and then a handful of Sesame Street. So I went ahead and put those in. Well, as getting into the books now, we have World of Warcraft Before the Storm. Nice, pretty hardcover edition. Girl in the Blue Coat. Birdsong. Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow. Such a pretty girl. Umberland. Cosby, Punky, Kate, and Alice. So this is pretty interesting about a bunch of the 80s, child stars. Arnold Schwarzenegger's Total Recall. Codename Sapphire. At Death's Door. Nice shimmery cover for that one. A couple more kids' books. We have The Little Ones Go to School. A few more of the Little Golden books that are worth getting. Some Disney and some older ones. As well as randomly just one, The Berenstain Bears. And No Such Thing as a Witch. And Douglas Adams, Mostly Harmless. Last set of books, a nice little stack of Star Trek books. Another thing that, man, used to be in the thrift stores all the time, or the bargain bins or book sales, and not so much anymore. So when I find them, it's very, very exciting, even if they're ones I have that'll go up in the store. But there's a few here that I actually don't have in my collection. Again, there are hundreds of them. TNG's Grounded, one of the numbered ones. Double Helix, book 5 of 6, Double or Nothing, with Mackenzie Calhoun and Captain Picard. Doomsday World. Star Trek Legacies, Best Defense. Book 2 in Star Trek Legacies, Book 1, Captain to Captain. Deep Space Nine's Blood Letter. One book from the Invasion series, the Deep Space Nine one, Time's Enemy. War Child, this is a pretty decent one. From the Titan books, Fortune of War. And Mind Meld. So, just an amazing day. I couldn't believe those video game finds. Even without those, just finding those huge lots worth of those collections of those kids' books and stuff. Fantastic morning, but yeah, that's definitely the thing. Like finding a bunch of Super Nintendo games, that's not something that happens anymore. So that was incredible. Fantastic morning, and I'll actually be going back tomorrow. I was planning on it kind of, to begin with, but after how good it was today, 2 days in a row being that good, I don't know, but yeah, you got to take the chance. Fantastic. Hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you soon.